one night in October, so we'd been going to school for a month and a half, I go to a melodrama with a date downtown, so in Logan, and there up on the stage, out comes a little blue-eyed girl, blonde, batting her eyes, and I about fell out of my chair.
When I was a sophomore at Skyline High School, and you were a junior at Skyline. In fact, it's funny because Ryan and Mary were also at Skyline. We met in Art Ingman's geometry class, of all things.
The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
Spent the rest of the program trying to find a program who would tell me what her name was, and eventually I found someone named Claudine Burtenshaw.
And our very first date was to church.
So probably that same night I gave him a call.
Now I have to tell this part.
Okay.
Okay, so here's Dad. Claudine, do you have a date on Friday night? Yes, I do, Dad. Just a minute. Oh, do you have one on Saturday night? Yes, I've got a date on Saturday night. He said, here, you come talk to him. And so I say, hello. And he says, this is Richard Gordon. And I said, uh-huh. And he said, I wondered if maybe I could take you out on Sunday.
And I guess the rest is history. Right?
Yeah, my old girlfriend sat behind us.
Yeah.
Who
And
dumped me.
I didn't know that.
And they were talking and singing and all happy.
Dad?
Who is this guy?
Who is he? Is he a decent guy? I mean, would I like him? And Dad goes, I don't know.
Oh, he must have given me an outstanding recommendation. You said yes.
Oh no, he never looked at the outward appearance.
Aw,
You
you said yes, dear. You came.
No, he said.
The proof's in the pudding.
He said.
You said
he's
yes.
a little bit smart.
He was trying to make care
And
of
her
the
boyfriend
job.
was up at her parents' house when I dropped her off after church.
He's talking about me.
Oh,
Yeah.
talking about you, yeah.
Yep. And in that first day, Richard took my hand, and I thought, wow, is he forward?
Would you take my hand?
We dated for ever and ever.
6 years.
So it was, that's where we met, at Skyline. And
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles. On June 3rd,
1976.
and it was a pretty exciting day because you made us parents.
When she was born, we were pretty excited because in those days, we didn't know if we were having a girl or a boy.
Dr. Sharp was the OB.
Yep.
You came out cute as can be. You were not a crybaby at all. And I remember having my pager on my belt. We had pagers then. Mom was excited that I showed up for your birth. I can't remember if you needed an epidural or all that stuff, but anyway.
I remember.
Okay.
I was
Painless for me.
in labor for a long time, and we were in the middle of moving.
I was overdue, and my mother came down just in case Marilee was born, and she
And your
needed
mother.
needed to stay with the children. And her dad said, I better not go on this scout camp because if I...
It was Fathers and Sons.
Was it Fathers and Sons? I said, no, if it hasn't come by now, it won't come while you're overnight.
But you had your mother and father and sisters all with you.
I did. I had Fran.
I was in labor at Nana's in Gramps' house, and so that was pretty fun. But yeah, it was a long labor, but hey, you were worth every pain.
Wow! I don't think I can watch the rest of this drama. And I said, I think I'm having a drama of my own.
Did we move in at Westwood?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We had a bassinet
Yeah, we did.
in the corner bedroom, but Mom put it in the bedroom, and up on Westwood, 3556. I think that was our address. And you were a pretty easy baby.
That was Nana's address.
Oh,
but
okay.
Close enough.
This was your fifth after all.
And I knew exactly how it felt and drove up quickly to, she was born in Holy Cross, wasn't she? In the Holy Cross Hospital.
I think this time of year I get kind of emotional because I think about Christ and I think about Mary and I think about how she felt and having such a perfect baby and sorry, didn't expect this one. But I've thought so many times how lucky we are to have you start our family and be such a perfect example to your siblings and to everyone. And perfect probably isn't the right word, but you were good. You're a good baby.
So early in the morning, we left before all the activities were over, and we rushed home just in case, and there across our garage was a big sign, "It's a girl." And we had been debating about names, and so we had prepared baby announcements 2 ways. One half of them said Marilee, and the other half said Shelley Dawn.
She was an extremely happy, smiley, giggly, fun baby.
And growing up, you were Allie's shadow. You were her protector, but you were so kind and happy, and you loved dogs, and you'd always play with dogs down at Nana's house.
So all 4 marched down to Oak Ridge to school. And Marilee was my buddy.
All the fun things you liked to do, and looking back at all those videos, and going to Lake Powell and crawling in the water, and then water skiing and learning how to do that, and then all your sports growing up and through your Cub Scout days, your Eagle Scout days, all those great memories on Westwood and Millstream, all your buddies. And
We went into a plumbing store and we were looking for fixtures for the sink. Marilee disappeared and I didn't know where she went. So I said, "Excuse me, I need to go find my daughter." There she was, right in the window of the store, sitting on the potty. And I said, "Oh goodness, Marilee, come here. I'll take you to the restroom." It was too late.
I just, flooded with all those great memories of a great son, having you take Brady up camping up above and taking a gun up there. And I just remember you were an easy baby and so kind and never talked back. I remember you mowing the lawn and always wanting to work, and then helping me with all the carpet pull-ups.
We're making him sound almost too good though. There were a few things.
Marilee was always such a little joy that whenever people came, she was the welcoming committee. And I think she was the first dark-haired one we'd had. I think everyone else had been light. So the 3 girls were busy all the time. Jana was the ringleader and the other 2 would follow, and the 3 of them just were engaged in activities, magic shows, dancing shows. And Jana was born to dance, and I very quickly became a parent, so was Marilee.
One thing that I remember is he would get really worried about everybody. That was a good thing. I remember, like he said, you were Allie's protector. If she was late from school, you were on a bike going in and finding out where she was.
The kind of girl that school teachers love. I think it was in her 6th grade year that she was chosen as
Most likely to succeed, I think.
no, it's
Oh, it was an honor.
America's.
Most
It was a really
promising.
wonderful award. They only gave 1 a year, and she was the one chosen,
for the whole school.
and it was a big honor.
Oh, I remember, well, just memories was, we got to get back, right? We got to get back to Alaska with your boys and Grandpa. That's my goal. And I'll never forget that trip as you were growing old. And
High, she was a cheerleader, and and involved in everything. It was pretty early. It was evident that she was very athletic.
She was in Lana
She
Chase.
was in the drill clubs and the Lana Shays.
Thank you so much for loving our parents.
Yeah, I was thinking of that
Lucky.
upstairs, Nanny and Grandpa and
Yeah.
Nana.
And
Always being there for them.
always loving, and how much I feel like they're here right now.
Yeah.
Saying thank you for loving them so
You went out
much,
of your way
right
to
to
do
the
that.
very, very end. And the end's never there, but thank you for loving them.
But we need to tell you that it was at this point she met a young man by the name of Ryan Barker.
I remember just some cute gal, a cheerleader, and she was older than Ryan and probably much wiser and smarter. But
She was starting to go out with him, and oh, we thought what a handsome young man he was.
We finally found out who she was, and we thought she was really cute too.
All I knew about him was he was a great football player. Everybody said, oh, how fast that Barker kid is.
There was a twinkle in his eye when he would talk about this little cheerleader named Marilee.
Oh, he was a great runner. He had speed that no one could catch him.
I could go on and on about the two of you and dropping you off up to Rick's college. And
Oh no, first Marilyn went up to Rick's
Yeah,
College.
Just a,
Yep, she went up there first. And then Ryan joined her a year later.
You were.
I remember him hugging out here on the street though. Mary and
Yeah.
Ryan,
Oh
hugging.
yeah. But you know,
Hugging the day before, but the
Hugging.
day before he was leaving or something. That night, I tell you, it was.
hugging. I'm sure it was
Hugging,
only
hugging.
hugging. Only hugging.
I had to go
But-
out almost and referee.
when they got ready to go on missions, Ryan did one of the cleverest things I'd ever remember. Down at the MTC, he got up in the ceiling and hid some treats and treasures. And he mapped them out so that when Marilee went to the MTC a year later, or a few months later, I can't remember how much later, she had his treasure map and was able to get up in the ceiling and find the treasures that he had left for her.
You were gonna not write too much.
They hadn't been writing really seriously toward the end of their missions. I think they were both kind of trying to make it look like they were just cooled off, but I think they still really liked each other.
We always knew in the back of our minds, even though you played a little hard to get, that it was probably gonna happen.
And when they got home, she was such a missionary. It didn't take too long until they were thick, and then we started getting some interesting phone calls. You started getting calls from the temple.
Oh, well, she isn't here right now. Can I give her a message? Are you the mother? Yes. Well, they're looking for a date, and here are the dates that we think would be appropriate. And Marilyn and Ryan had told us one thing.
And in January, we went on a cruise, and the Barkers just happened to be getting off the same ship we were getting on. And so we ran into each other down there and had a wonderful time visiting. And they had all this planned, of course.
And then I do remember setting up your engagement.
Ryan had arranged a big trick as he took Marilee up into the mountain, and all his family and buddies, somebody were there to help.
Function up at Brighton and setting out these candles, and they kept blowing out. Had a blanket or something set out on one of the runs, and that was pretty special that you put together, and it was kind of a Griswold on Dad's part trying to set that up.
You know, you go ahead and just plan the wedding, Ryan, and I don't care about anything. We just want to get married.
So the January was the cruise, February was the engagement, and March was the wedding.
Yes.
Amazing. Nobody does that.
And it was a wonderful day. And
We think you guys make such a darling couple, and you're so good for each other and understand each other so well and love each other so much. And we love Marilee just like a daughter. Feel like she's grown up with us, and I think she knows that. And we think you picked a good one.
it was a wonderful day, and we had a wonderful reception.
So
And people came from far and near.
they were busy in college, and Marilee then came up to the U so they could both go to the U. And then it wasn't very long before, with all these different jobs, they were off to Texas.
Look like you just belong together.
Yeah, I'm eternally grateful for Ryan for, as you started out, to be our oldest and the example he set, and the love he's had for each one of our kids, his brothers and sister. Through their hard times and good times, Ryan's been such a great mentor and checked in on them and helped them out. He's been kind of their second dad, and I'm eternally grateful for you, Ryan.
Very
love you.
wise.
Wish you
Very,
many more
very
years of
wise.
success.
We're so delighted to have 5 little Barkers that we claim.
Yes, they're wonderful. We love them all and love you all.
I love how you guys are a family. You're, you know, for Zaki's birthday, I think everybody was there, and you 6 Griswolds are just 7. 7 Griswolds just go everywhere together and do everything, and you've created memories, hopefully like we have tried to do with you kids, and you're doing it with your kids on the cruises, the trips, the San Diego trips, taking them to work, taking them to Texas and Arizona, and on and on and on.
We think that the Barker family is pretty much an ideal family that ought to be in the movies.
Love you, Ryan, man.
So much.
Much better than National. What was the one we watched? What was
Family
it called?
vacation,
Yeah.
family vacation, Christmas,
Uh-huh.
the Griswolds. And they do have a little comparison.
We did.
So I love to you, Marilyn and Ryan. We're so thrilled that you guys chose each other. We think you're pretty smart people.
Pretty special.
How did Mom and Dad meet?
They met at high school.
in chemistry class, and they sat next to each other.
I think Mom was a junior and Dad was a sophomore. And Dad's like,
Hey,
and then Mom's like,
hey. And Mom said they had chemistry.
They probably went swimming together.
and that's how they met.
They are really good parents too, and I love them.
They're awesome because they're very nice to everyone.
They show us love all the time. Both are really fun to be around.
And they brought together our family and taught us how to work hard.
They're very helpful and good with us.
They're super nice to us, and whatever we do, they like join.
Make our family so great because they love us and they like to spoil us. Both have a lot in common, like they both are smart and they like the same things most of the time.
How to be good friends and just how to be a good family.
You are very fun with everyone when you play with them, and everyone loves you.
We like playing together and we say nice stuff.
They got us a dog. It's pretty great too. They're the reason that we're here and we are pretty happy.
If I can have anything like what they have, then I think I've done a good job. So next couple of years, I'll be working on that.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
I love you, Mom and Dad.
Hey, Mom, Dad.
Love you guys.